Hey traders, John Howell here, officialjohnhowell.com, and in this video we have a lot of stuff to get through on this whiteboard, so let's get into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright traders, so let's get straight into what's on the whiteboard right now. Indices, what happened with indices? Up we go, over 1% to the high side. We have a 0.5% down day a couple of days ago. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, we had another 0.5% down day, and then over 1% up day in all the indices right now, moving forward, green, 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 green. But one thing I do say is this, is that, get my little marker here, is that the volume, where is the volume? Okay, there's not a lot of volume. The Dow Jones had a lot of volume, but the S&P, very little volume. When we get to the chart segment, you see that. See the Russell, the Nasdaq. What's happening with the volume? Right, what's happening with the volume? Now, let's actually see what's happening with the overall markets here. And I'll show you this here on the whiteboard here. What we have on the whiteboard here, ES Dow, but this also goes for the Nasdaq and the Russell as well too. You wait and see on the charts. The last couple of days I've been saying we're in a do or die situation and we're likely to evacuate the area. Well, we haven't done that exactly yet, okay? I did say that, especially on the ES and the Dow, that we're coming down to an area or a band, this band here, this band of resistance, okay? This band of resistance. Let me see if I can fix this up. Get a bit more light in here. There we go. Alright, so we have a band of resistance. Make sense? So this is the band of support. So this band of support here, when we have this band of support, what we actually have is the market came down. Okay, the market had one down day, two down days, and then we had this up day here. Make sense? So the up day here, which was bouncing off these support levels, what we actually had was the market right now is actually at an area where it's at or just above an area of resistance today, okay, this up bar. But now we also have a line coming down through there on the actual a resistance level coming down through there as well too, on the actual chart as well too. So we're moving forward with this, guys. We're at a support level. We had some up movement. Yes, I'm looking at the charts right now, and we actually had over a 1% up move. We had a bit more high side, but especially on the S&P, especially on the Dow, I do believe we're likely to get an up. So today we have on the whiteboard, we have, is this going? Today, I'll try that again. Today, we have, what am I trying to do here? Yeah, today we have an up arrow, alright? It looks, I can't draw an arrow, I can't draw an arrow today. What God? Alright, let's get to the charts. Alright traders, so let's actually check the charts right now, and as you can see on the charts, we can see that the market on the S&P 500, we can see that the volume is still overall tapering down. Okay, we haven't really got any spikes today. We can see here on the S&P 500 that we had a nice update. Okay, really nice update, and that's what I was saying to you in the last couple of days, is that this volume here is tapering down, and we're at a do or die situation. We're either going to evacuate the area or we're going to continue down. It didn't do that. We're at these levels of support right now. You can see how it's stuck between this resistance and support. It's stuck its little head above there. But I'm not too confident on the upside either. I do believe we're likely to see a move to the high side, yeah. But in the S&P 500, around the 20, this trend line coming down through here, which is actually the weekly trend line. And if I bring this over here on this chart, so you can see it, you can actually see that on this weekly chart, this is this weekly trend line coming down through here. That's been the highs, and if I just bring it up through the top there, so it's actually on the weekly bars, you can see this is the top bit through here. So we can actually see that the market, even if the market does run up, we've got like a little bit of resistance here. So I'm not too confident on the upside, and also the reason why I say that is because the volume was very little. As you can see, the volume was very little on the S&P 500. Moving over to the Dow Jones, the Dow Jones had a really nice up day as well too, around almost 1.2% on the upside, and so on the Dow Jones, we can see that we also had a bit more of a volume move that was basically very similar to today. Today's volume was it's not giving me the volume there, is it? Yeah, oh, here it is at 120, and this is 122. So this is just slightly a bit higher. We can see it's actually still at this overall area of resistance here as well. Moving at this Dow Jones chart, you can see it's like this. It's still in this continuous of moving to the high side, and you can see how I actually had this, and I had this in yesterday's video as well too. You can see how we had this support, and now we have this resistance. And this is where we're at right now. So even if we're definitely at this strong area of resistance, and it definitely is a lot of areas of resistance from there. And even if it does break through, that there's a little bit more resistance up the top here as well too. So same with the S&P, as you can see, there's a little bit of support through there, a lot of support and resistance through there. It's definitely on a sort of top level up through there. That's where we see resistance. If it does break that, again, we want to see some spikes in volume. We haven't got some spikes in volume yet in the markets, and yeah, so I don't see that this is not a good move. Like for example, as you see here, right? You see that we had a decent volume spike above the MA, the average, which was that one there, and you can see that one set it to the high side and kept moving to the high side. So yeah, so we're still in this area of support and resistance. Now the Russell was the one that really surprised me, this was up, almost 2.5%. It was 2.2%. Moving to the high side, you can see here that this has continued down, as I've been saying for the last couple of videos. But you see we had this big up bar, but once again we're stuck in this overall resistance. So I wouldn't be too sort of happy with that, or too sort of like getting excited about that. And also, guys, I can see moving forward on the Dow Jones chart, on the Nasdaq chart, is I can see these bear flags formation. As you can see, right, you can see these bear flags through, not a bear flag, a bullish reversal flag. So yeah, it may continue up here, but this here is a very, very weak sign, and we're getting this on the Nasdaq anyway. We're not getting a lot of volume around this day. So it's saying that it's. Some people, I'm not sure what the market's waiting for, but we are in this area, and we will, over the next week or so, we will evacuate this area. And if we do start to break above these resistance lines in all the indices, then we're likely to race back up to the highs on the indices. But if we don't, we start to break down, as I've been saying, with some good volume, then we're likely to spend some time to the downside. So, but it's still stuck in this overall range on the Nasdaq, on the Russell as well too, still at that area of resistance. And you got this area, even if it does have a little pop through, a little area of resistance through there. On the Dow, we see the same thing as well too, and on the S&P, we see the same thing as well too. So we're still in this do-or-die situation. I do see an up day for tonight in the US, and that's what I do see. But that's what I do see for tonight. But overall, guys, I actually do I do say that if we do start breaking above these major resistance levels and all the indices, then we're likely to see new highs. If it does fail and start to break back below these support levels through here, then new lows should be we should be starting to see, or having a look for new lows, or at least a run back down towards these 1900 sort of low 1900 levels on the S&P 500.
So, traders! I hope my demonstration on the charts was better than me drawing an arrow on the whiteboard. What a week it's been. What a week. It's been crazy week for me. And that tells me I need some time off. I need to get some sleep. Anyway, guys, I hope you can see what's happening with this video. I hope you can see what's happening with this chart right now. The market's breaking up. We do have an up arrow today. Okay, we do have an up arrow today. Let me. I'm gonna try and draw this arrow again. How do I draw an arrow? There we go. I got it! Anyway, for you guys that are watching me for the first time, don't worry about it. Anyway, so guys, we can see what's happening in the market right now. We can see we've got the upper end. We can see what's happening moving forward. But bear in mind, guys, as I said before, yes, I have an up arrow on the board for tonight. We're likely to go and move to the high side. But with that being said, as you saw on the chart segment, that we do have a lot of areas of resistance where the market is right now as we speak. Okay, so moving forward, a little bit more upside. That's all I can see. But if it does, but as I said before, that we see there's a couple of areas of resistance, and we have resistance up here as well too, where basically here, basically X marks the spot where a lot of these indices. What do we see? We actually can see that if the market does actually break past those resistance levels, then the market will start to do this and race up to the highs that's been happening during the year. I don't think that's going to happen. That's my personal opinion. Okay, I think we're going to get another upside, and I think it's going to spend a bit more time there, and over the next couple of weeks it's going to do this. That's my opinion. I don't trade my opinion, because my opinion, and I don't feel. Yeah, throw that feeling out the window. You trade what you see. Alright, so anyway, so we can see a little, we can see the bounce off there, we can see what's happened there. If it does break those areas of resistance, especially with good volume, I said we're going to evacuate the area. The evacuation will be to the high side. We'll likely spend more time to the high side moving up. If not, guys, if not, then we're like, but if, or should I say, in my opinion, is that I do believe, based on what I'm seeing on the charts right now, and based on all the other videos I've been seeing, that I've been sending you, and if you haven't seen those, go check them out. Do click, go check all the other videos out. You see what I'm saying with the advanced decline line, all that sort of stuff. Right now, I'm a lot more in the bearish camp, but if you're looking at the indices one day at a time, then that's exactly what that I do see. But as I said before, guys, whether you're trading the US market or whether you trade any market, that you should always be neutral on your positions. Always be neutral and be ready to change your mind or change your approach to the market, okay? So many traders, and I actually do this on the whiteboard now, so many traders that if they actually have, and this is actually a thing that some traders have. So many traders say, okay, this setup here is a bearish setup. I can draw an arrow right now. Right? It's a bearish setup. We can actually see that that's a bearish. We have a bearish setup. Now in the bearish setup, they're so focused on this going down, they say, nah, it's going to go down, nah, it's going to go down, nah, it's going to go down. Trust me, I've been there many a times, right? So when the market goes down, and if the market doesn't go down, and then we start to get the market turning around to the high side, then what happens is that's how you get a small loss into a bigger loss into a much bigger loss until like you start to get like 100% loss, you know what I mean? Especially with options. So that's what you can't do when you're actually trading the markets. Make sense? So with all this, guys, with all this, you've got to be very, very, very quick. So the reason I'm saying that is this: is that, as I said before, I'm in the bear camp still. Okay, does not mean though I'm not flipping it. As I said before, I have an up arrow. I believe the market's going to go up tonight. Yesterday I said we're actually in a do or die situation. Tonight we have an up arrow for tonight. But then, as I said before, it's getting into the end of the week. The next couple of weeks, moving into November, I believe we'll see a lot more downside. But if we do break those areas of resistance, then we'll likely see a lot more upside to come. So, anyway, guys, that's it for me in this one. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you like this, give it a like, share it out. Why not? Help other people out there. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears. Whoa! Today.